Hey world, it's David here. I'm only about half a mile into my hike, so I thought I'd stop and let you know what we're doing today. We are at Twentymile, probably the hardest to reach corner of the Smokies, other than maybe Cataloochee. Drove on the tail of the dragon to get here. It was my first time on the tail of the dragon. Quite an adventurous 11 miles with 318 turns. It was slow, but really awesome, really cool. And we'll be heading back that way tomorrow. So today, we are gonna go up Long Hungry Ridge Trail and then go to Gregory Bald and hopefully see the azaleas in bloom. And then we're gonna camp at Sheep Pen Gap, Site 13. Then tomorrow morning, we are going to come down the Wolf Ridge Trail and end up back here. As you can see, I have a dead stick that I picked up from the side of the trail. I remembered all sorts of stuff to bring and left my trekking poles in the carport because we were passing back and forth from one vehicle to another. That's what happens. Sometimes you forget gear and you're 2 hours away from home and you can't go back and get it. So you got to make do with what you have. Glad you're with me. Let's go check out this beautiful loop hike up to Gregory Bald and back. All right, we made it to a massive junction of 4 different trails: 20-mile trail, the Long Hungry Ridge Trail, and 20-mile loop trail. We're going to be continuing on this way up towards Gregory Bald, where we're going to stop for lunch at campsite 92. But for now, I'm just going to rest my legs for a minute and have a delicious snack of trail mix. Well, we made it to campsite 92, the Upper Flats campsite, and so now I'm preparing my lunch. We've got some, gonna be some ramen noodles with curry, garam marsala, teriyaki beef jerky. So hopefully it turns out good. Glad to be resting my feet and sitting down. The first water crossings up here weren't that bad. They're very short. The water levels seem to be pretty low, so that's nice, but I've heard things about some of these crossings, so yeah, not that bad.
So Gregory Bald was absolutely beautiful. I arrived at the perfect time, mid to late June, and the flame azaleas were in full, beautiful bloom. It was awesome. Again, I took the route up the Long Hungry Ridge trail on the 20-mile side of the park, and the name of Long Hungry Ridge is very appropriate. The trail is long. It is a pretty challenging hike. Every time you think you're going to come around a bend and finally be at the top, there's more climb waiting for you. And even then, when you get to the junction with the Gregory Ridge Trail that is coming up from Cades Cove, you still have a half a mile to go of a very muddy and rutted trail. So after spending some time up on the Bald and just appreciating the views, I headed down to my campsite, Sheep Pen Gap, made myself some dinner, and I actually saw 2 wild hogs, which is something that a lot of hikers are more concerned about than bears or some of the other threats. So anyway, thankfully they left us alone up there, but just made my dinner, enjoyed some dessert, and got some rest. So the next morning I got up pretty early, broke camp, and started heading down. Now I didn't film very much on the way down, and nothing I really filmed was that remarkable. I went down the Wolf Ridge Trail, which is a pretty long, very steep trail. A lot of it was incredibly muddy, again rutted up by the hogs out there, and it was just a nice walk in the woods. It was lonely. I saw very few people until I got towards the bottom. A lot of folks coming up to see the azaleas like I had been. And so yeah, Wolf Ridge is it's a long trail. It's a nice walk in the woods. The lower parts are quite beautiful, with several water crossings on bridges that are quite nice. Thank you so much for watching my adventure up to Gregory Bald last year in June. I hope you're able to make it up before the flame azaleas are done blooming this year. Remember that Forge Creek Road is closed now in the summer of 2021, and enjoy your hike up to Gregory Bald. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other adventures. I try to put out at least one hiking video every week or 2 weeks. I'll see you next time.